use and or view at your own risk. In this video, I'm going to show you how I add an extra layer of security by adding a password to the default disabled accounts that are created when you install really anything from Windows XP up. Of course, this is Windows 10. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, these two accounts are the administrator account and the guest account. Again, they are disabled by default, so they don't have a password on them. I don't really care for that. If someone was able to get into your computer over the internet, all they would merely have to do is enable one or two of these accounts, and they would effectively have a backdoor vector into your machine without you ever knowing it. This really isn't going to protect you too much. If someone has physical access to your computer, again, it's just an extra layer of security. So let's go ahead and do that now. The first thing you'll need to do is go to the Start button, click that. Then you'll need to go to the System folder, click that. We'll need to go into the command prompt, so we'll need to right click it, then go to More, and then Run as Administrator. So you will need administrator privileges. So you'll either need to be logged in as an administrator, or you'll need to have the capabilities, i.e. an administrator password, to elevate to administrator privileges. So go ahead and click that. And you'll see here that the user account control window wants, or service wants you to be able to elevate to administrator privileges. So we'll need to do that. Now that we've typed in our administrator password, we simply hit yes, and that will give us administrator privileges. And you can see that we are running as administrator under the command prompt by the prefix of administrator in the Windows title. So it's administrator : command prompt. What we're actually going to have to do is enable these accounts, set a password for them, and then we're going to re-disable them. You could, if you wanted to, leave them enabled, and when you restarted your computer, you would actually see those accounts pop up on your start screen. There's really no reason to do that, but just so you know, if for some reason that you wanted to, if you were in a corporate environment, or for whatever weird reason or specific reason that you wanted those accounts available, that's very doable. So we're going to use the net command, net, user designation, and then you'll have to tell the net command exactly what user account that you want to work with, and that is syntax specific. So if it's administrator, it's going to be capital A, or however it's written in the computer. So administrator space / active : yes. And hit the enter key, and you'll see that it says the command was completed successfully. Now the next thing that we're going to need to do is set a password for this account. So we'll go back to the Start button, and we will go all the way back to the Windows System folder, and then to the Run command. We'll click that. And you can see here, where I've typed it in before, the command that we're going to use is control user passwords 2. So control space user USER PASSWORD S2, and hit OK. Now we're going to need administrator privileges again. But this time it's going to ask, instead of just a password, it's going to ask for the actual administrator or the administrator account and the password. If you're unsure of the administrator account, you can always go down to more choices and click it, or you can simply type in the administrator user account, and then it'll ask for the password. So we'll do that now. And our window came up behind, and you can see now we're in the advanced user accounts menu, and you can see all of our user accounts listed. The account that we activated, of course, was the administrator account. That's the one that we'll be setting a password for. Any Microsoft accounts, you do not want to set a password for this way. If you do, make sure and keep your old password, because when you re-log in with a new password, it's going to ship out to Microsoft Online, and it's going to ask you to enter your old password so it can verify that it's you. If you want to change the password for an administrator account that's also a Microsoft account, do that online under your Microsoft account. So we'll simply highlight administrator. Then we can go to reset password. We'll type in a nice long gnarly password, because these accounts are going to be re-deactivated, and you're more than likely 99% of the people aren't going to use them. So what we're doing this for protection. So we don't want a simple password. We want something that's going to be very hard to crack with brute force attack, or by whatever means it's trying to be attacked. I'm just going to pop in a sample one here for the video. Hit OK. Now a password has been set for the administrator account. You can also further obfuscate the administrator account by changing the actual name from administrator. And in order to do that, you'd go down, you'd make sure the administrator was highlighted, go down to properties, and then we can actually change the name here to anything that we want. And then once we hit OK, that will now be the name of that administrator account. If you do choose to do that, there's two caveats. Make sure you remember what you named it, so that when we go back in to disable the account, again, that net user command is syntax specific. So no matter whether it's a capital letter or the actual name itself, but you're going to have to have it exact when you enter it. The other caveat is that I would not do this unless this is a fresh install, and the reason being is if the operating system has already built out the administrator account for whatever reason, then it's going to have the file names that belong to that account under that name. So if you went into registry edit and you started to goof around in there, it may actually conflict, and it was built out under one name, and then you came back and changed it, and now you may have some conflict. Now that doesn't happen a lot, but again, if you're going to go the extra step and actually obfuscate the username itself, do that as soon as you install the operating system. We're not going to do that here, but I just wanted to let you know. So we'll put it back to where it was. Hit OK. Now we'll hit OK again. Now what we're going to do is go back to our command prompt, and we're going to disable this account. Now you can use the up arrow key. That will auto-complete the last command, and then you can simply back up and type in no. Again, if you obfuscated that username, you're going to have to change your username to whatever you changed it to, and just hit enter. That will disable that account. So the next one we're going to do is the guest account. So up arrow key again, just back up, type in guest, capital U, G-U-E-S-T, get rid of that R, change no to a yes. Hit the enter key. The command was completed successfully. Now we're going to go back down to our run command, or you can hit and hold the Windows key and hit the R key. That'll bring the run command back up. Of course, we don't have to retype the command in. It saved it for us. Yours may not. No big deal either way. Hit OK. We're going to have to re-elevate to administrator privileges. We'll do that. Click yes. Now it brought our user accounts menu back up, or application back up. And now we're going to do the same thing for the guest account. So we'll click and highlight guest. Reset password. And we're actually adding a password. And again, I'm just putting in just a simple little password. You want to use something that's upper and lower case and characters. Make it really, really hard to brute force or guess. You can also change the name of the guest account if you wanted to. Again, make sure you do that when right after you install the operating system. So we're done here. We'll click OK. We're back out of there. Re-click on our command prompt window. Make sure focus is there. Up arrow key. That auto completes our command. No. Enter. Now we can go ahead and close this using the close button, or you can simply type in exit. That'll shut it down. Go back to the Windows key, hold it, hit the R key. Our command's still in there. Hit OK. Elevate again. Select yes. And now you can see that both of those accounts have been deactivated. I just have the two accounts on this computer that I use. Alright. Hope that helps you out. Adds a little bit, a little bit more security to your computer, and gives you a little bit more peace of mind. And thank you for watching.